I think there comes a point where you have to stop and look at your own map. I got a comment the other day from Alison, and she told me that the channel feels men only. And quite frankly, she's right. But not because I'm trying to exclude anyone. I write these videos from my own perspective. I speak as a man who's 65, served 22 years in the army and worked another 25. And that's the only life that I can draw from. But here's what I've missed. Whilst the perspective is mine, the standard is human. The line in the sand, the one where we decide whether we're going to be capable or whether we're going to decay, well, that doesn't have a gender. And if you're over 60, regardless of who you are, the world is trying to convince you to erase that line. And today we're going to talk about why my perspective was too small and why we all need to hold the line together. You see, there's an entire industry built around telling us to ease off. And if you're a man my age, it looks like a gold watch in a recliner. They call it a deserved seat. If you're a woman, it often looks like be careful or don't overstrain yourself. It's the same poison, just in different bottles. I've spent 65 years thinking that my physical discipline was a man's job. But I look around at the people around me, the women in my life, my wife, my daughter, and I see them facing the exact same erosion. The muscles don't care if you're male or female, they just respond to stress. The mind doesn't care who you are, it just responds to challenge. When we ease off, we aren't actually resting at all. We're giving up territory. And once that territory is gone, it's incredibly hard to get back. So let's be clear. My perspective is that of a man. But the target is universal, whether you're walking 4.5 kilometers at dawn like I do, or you're doing something completely different. The question is the same. Are you building the habit? Or are you eroding it? There's no neutral. I've said it before. Standards aren't a feeling. They're a line, and below this line I don't go. But how does that look in a whole life? It's easy to be disciplined when you're out here in the woods alone. It's a lot harder when you're at home. And I've been thinking about how this holding the line applies to marriages and relationships as we get older. It's so easy to let the standards slip there too. We stop paying attention. We stop listening. We assume that because we've been together 30 or 40 years, the work is done. And it isn't. I think the standard for a good marriage is just like the standard for a fit body. It requires daily international effort. My wife has a different perspective than I do. She likes to sleep in, and she manages her health very differently to me. But she still has her own line. We don't have to have the same routine to have the same standard. And quite frankly, I think a lot of my men, myself included, forget that. We think our way is the only way. The goal is capability. The goal is staying done up instead of undone. So I want to talk to the women for a second. Alison mentioned she relates to these topics, and it made me realise that resilience is often marketed as a masculine trait. And that's absolute rubbish. Resilience is just the ability to show up when you'd rather not. I see women over 60 every day who are holding together families, dealing with health issues and refusing to let their minds go soft. That is discipline. That is holding a line. And when I talk about not easing off, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to anyone who looks at a retirement home brochure and feels a bit sick. I'm talking to anyone who thinks taking it easy sounds like a death sentence. We're entering a phase of our life where the stakes are the highest that they've ever been. At 65, I don't have time to waste on half measures, and neither do you. We need to be the most capable versions of ourselves because the people around us need us. Our partners need us, our grandkids need us, and quite frankly, we need ourselves. Every weekday, my alarm goes off at 5 a.m. I'm at work by 8 a.m. and in between, I'm out here in the woods. Why? Because I know that if I miss the one morning, the line moves. If I miss two, the line starts to vanish. This isn't about being a tough guy. It's about being a responsible human being. We take responsibility for how we live so we don't become a burden on the people we love later on. That for me is the ultimate standard. So if you're a woman watching this, don't look at my boots and my military background and think this isn't for you. Look at the discipline. Look at the refusal to slow down, because that belongs to you as much as it belongs to me. I'll keep speaking from my perspective because it's the only one that I know. But I want you to know the door is wide open. We're all trying to finish properly. None of us are there yet. As I've said before, the walk doesn't care how far you go. It just cares that you go. So tell me in the comments, especially if you're new here, what's the one standard you're refusing to let slip today? Not for anyone else, just for you. Stick around. We've got a lot of work to do.